My name is Dagomar Degroot. I'm a professor of environmental history at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. I grew up in a little Canadian town called Winger. I used to walk down gravel roads or across grassy fields, dreaming of places far away. They could be distant in time, ancient Egypt, for example, or distant in space. The night sky was full of stars where I grew up. Blue stars, red stars, yellow and white stars. I spent countless hours imagining what it might be like on the planets that I thought must orbit those stars. I wanted to be an astronomer, or maybe an archaeologist, or a historian. When my grandmother died, she left me a small inheritance. I remember how excited I was when my dad let me spend that inheritance on a telescope. We drove for hours in his battered old van. At dusk, we returned to Winger with a cardboard reflector not much smaller than I was. I can still recall seeing the ghostly green wisps of the Orion Nebula for the first time. And I still remember when I realized that the heavens were less stable than they had seemed to be. I was standing beside our vegetable garden. I was 11 years old, and the tail of the comet Hyakutake slashed across the entire night sky. I couldn't believe how profoundly, how abruptly the night sky could change. Little did I know that my life would soon change as well. My dad died. We lost our home and my life in Winger. When I got into university, I couldn't focus. I dropped out. I could feel my childhood dreams slipping away. Becoming an astronomer was now out of the question. I was too far behind in math. But I asked my university, McMaster, in Hamilton, Ontario, to let me back in. I promised that I'd found my focus, and my focus would be history. My request was granted. Motivated at first by a fear of failure, I excelled. But it was in applying for a PhD that I truly found a passion, indeed an obsession, for history. I learned that climate had changed in the past, even before the onset of today's global warming. And I learned that one society, the Netherlands, in its 17th century golden age, had thrived during a period of climate change. I decided that, in doing my PhD, I would explain that apparent paradox. I had found a way to bring science back into my life. And not just science, astronomy. You see, the climate changes I was interested in were caused by fluctuations in the sun, or at least fluctuations in how much sunlight reached Earth's surface. I was beginning to realize that changes in cosmic environments were not just something I could see in the night sky. They had shaped humanity's past. It was the insight that would, in time, move me to write Ripples on the Cosmic Ocean.